What's up, my fellow Jub? Scythe here, and we are back again for another Trove. And today we're going to be talking about some Mantle of Power beautifulness, because there's so much information, it's blowing my mind. It's awesome, seriously. And you know what? Before we start, I would very much appreciate if you would Hadouken the like button for me. Very much helps me out, helps support the videos and stuff like that. Seriously, you have no idea how much it helps me. No idea. So, without further ado, Mantle of Power's release date has been announced, but we'll talk about that in a little bit, because I'm a trickster. I'm grabbing the audience's attention, and I'm gonna tell you about it later. They actually showed the Knight's Gem ability, and it's pretty cool. It's not mounted combat cool, but you right click and it replaces his like stomp attack, and instead he kind of shoots a beam in front of him that phases through enemies and actually does quite a bit of damage, which is very, very good, because now the Knight actually has like a really good AoE kind of I guess you would say crowd control, even though Trove doesn't really have those types of things. There's lots of new packs coming as well. There is the Extra Life pack coming, which doesn't have anything to do with Mantle of Power, but it's still cool nonetheless. 50% of the money that they earned from this pack is gonna go to the Extra Life charity, which, if you don't know, that's what that block party was that I did a stream of like a month ago or something like that. I don't know, but either way, always do a good cause, so that's great. It includes a new Lunar Lancer costume, a bunch of allies, and 2 dormant dragon eggs. Now, just to be clear, because lots of people I'm sure are gonna get overly hyped and be like, what, I get 2 dragons for this pack? And it's like, no, I want to just say this clear, just so that there are no mistakes and people don't end up getting the pack and then, you know, thinking that they made some type of big mistake. You're going to get 2 dormant eggs from this pack, meaning that you're still going to have to craft them with all of the dragon coins. So I just wanted to make that clear to everybody. Then there is also 3 new Mantle of Power packs, which I'm assuming might actually come on the 19th. I'll say my theory why. But there is going to be a $20 pack, a $50 pack, and a $100 pack for Mantle of Power. Apparently, these are going to include a ton of discounts towards the new gem system that's coming into the game, so I'm not exactly sure how that's going to play out. But then they're also apparently supposed to contain crafting materials, so I just naturally am assuming that they're probably going to have like some stellar gear stuff in them. The devs did say that they're not going to make a stellar pack per se, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to do it in one of these Mantle of Power packs, unless these are just 100% related to the gem system, which, as we saw with the gem video and the pictures and stuff, card will be in the top right-hand corner of the screen. But as we saw with the image for the gems, we know that in some way, shape, or form, they're gonna make it like very, very cash shop oriented, which, whatever, that's okay. You can still grind it all out. That at least is still free to play, even though the classes aren't. And then also, buying any of these packs will give you instant access to Mantle of Power on the 19th. And its official release of Mantle of Power is going to be on the 26th. So in a way, it's like you're pre-ordering your way into a week early of Mantle of Power. So I know that a lot of people are going to be cringing at that one. That's a very, very strange decision. The way I see it, though, is like, personally, really, the way I see it when I heard that, and I also heard like these packs are actually going to be always purchasable. You're always going to be able to get these even once Mantle of Power is actually like fully released. So what that says to me is getting into the game a week early is just like a bonus. And you know what? I'm not too frustrated about or crazy about, because in all honesty, the classes are the only real thing in this game that shouldn't be only for money. Like, even League of Legends doesn't make that mistake, where you can still grind them out, albeit for a very long time, but you can still grind the classes out for free, right? And stuff like this is no surprise. Like, we all know early access games and everything like that, so honestly, it's not that big a deal. I could care less, and getting Mantle of Power a week early, yeah, that's good incentive, right? I don't know what else is going to be in these packs. Hopefully it's worthwhile outside of just getting into it early. Shadow Tower is also going to be adding an ultra mode difficulty. As if hard mode wasn't hard enough. But now they're adding Ultra Mode specifically for when you have like full stellar gear and full gems and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure, like out of all the screenshots and everything that the devs have shown in the streams of stellar gear, they've never showed one that's fully starred and fully pearled. So honestly, I'm not exactly sure how powerful stellar gear is actually going to be over radiant. I mean, unless the pearls secretly make it like that much stronger, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like it's that big of a leap up. Now, I'm sure that it still will end up being a lot stronger, but I'm really hoping that it makes you very, very OP outside of Ultra Shadow Towers anyways, right? So the other thing too that's coming with Ultra Shadow Towers is they've talked about the Hydra boss for a million years. If you don't know what this is, it was a community driven, like everybody voted on what they wanted to be a boss in the Shadow Tower. Hydra ended up winning. They've shown a couple little screenshots and stuff like that of it having multiple heads, and it's supposed to be a boss that actually has phases where you have to cut off its heads one at a time, right? Very cool. Sounds fantastic. Hasn't been implemented into the game just yet, and I don't think it's going to be coming with Mantle of Power, but I think them putting the ultra difficulty is kind of them preparing for when it actually comes into play, because they did say that they want to work on Hydra after they finish Mantle of Power. Now, that said, another thing too that I do want to point out is for everybody that farms for purple names, and normally you would beat Daughter of the Moon on hard mode, and you'd have to get top 100 in the time defeated her in order to get a purple name for a week, and then you would have to repeat that process next week in order to keep your purple name. Now that ranking system is going to be moved over to ultra mode, and hard mode I guess is just going to give you like double of the souls and stuff like that. Because if you don't know, because lots of people actually don't know about this, if you complete, let's say, Spike Walker on hard mode, it will actually automatically cross out the one on normal mode and give you the Titan souls for it. So ultra mode, if you can handle it, is just going to be like, get money, because you're going to get like so much bank on the Titan souls and lunar souls. And besides the Paragon wings that they made, 20 lunar souls in the Shadow Tower, I do want to mention, grind up your lunar souls, everybody, because they have talked about adding some more lunar prizes, and we all know that it's going to be all those lunar costumes that they added a long time ago. They have them in the game code. It's only a matter of time before they put them in. That's why I'm saving all of my lunar souls rather than buying the Paragon wings, as if I could actually buy those anyways. The other thing too is the Robo Puppy. That's right. So over in the ally section, I'm sure tons of people have noticed Little Pup, and everybody's been wondering how exactly you get your hands on this guy. The way that you get him is you gotta play Atlas Reactor. Now, unlike most of the other promotions that they have where you end up going and playing Atlas Reactor and completing a starting quest or something like that, this one's actually a weird one, where you have to buy a supporter pack. Like, you actually have to spend money in Atlas Reactor in order to get Little Pup in Trove, as well as a couple other items in all of the other Trine Worlds games. So, very strange decision, especially for just a little ally, but they did talk about how they don't really want this one to be kind of like a collector item or anything like that. It's mostly to promote if you end up playing, Atlas Reactor and enjoying it enough that you actually want to buy it, then you can go ahead and just get a couple special items in the other games too. So that's okay, and honestly, it's just an ally. Thankfully, it's not like some real big, like, crazy wings or crazy item or anything like that. So I think they're taking into consideration not many people are gonna go out of their way to buy it, and that's okay because it's just an ally, so that's fine too. But it's a nice little bonus. And Mantle of Power will also be on the PTS next patch, everybody. It's finally gonna be on the PTS, and that means that the PTS is finally going to be online. That is the biggest reason that the PTS has been offline for such a long time, everybody. I did know about that. I just didn't really want to say anything because I wasn't sure when Mantle of Power was actually going to show up on the PTS, but I knew that they were taking it offline so that they could get everything prepared and throw it all on the PTS. So that's very exciting because it means that I'm going to be able to test gems and test the stellar gear firsthand and just kind of like get proper stats of them and stuff like that and let everybody know, like, here's what's going on. So that means probably after the next patch, we might end up spending a couple Trove episodes on the PTS server rather than on the live server, just so we can test things out and kind of experiment with it. And I'm sure I'm going to put like a really big long video kind of talking more in depth about some of the game mechanics once I actually learn them. But yeah, that seems like that's pretty much it, everybody. I think I covered everything Yes, I did. Okay, so Mantle of Power comes out the 19th if you end up buying any of those Mantle of Power packs. That's why I assume that those packs are going to be live in the store on the 19th, because then you could just buy them and gain instant access. Now, we're not exactly sure how they're going to end up doing something like that. The only thing that I can muster is you're going to end up seeing like a one of the new portals in the hub or something like that is going to be standing right in front of you, and maybe only people that buy the pack will be able to access it, while everybody else, it's just going to say, pre-order the pack and spend money, and then you'll be able to buy your way into this portal, right? But either way, Mantle of Power does have a release date, which is awesome, and it's actually going to be coming out this month, which is fantastic. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope that this information is not too much of a shock to you, because I know that a lot of people are gonna like really like I was watching the dev stream, and as soon as they announced like pre-order for Mantle of Power, the whole chat just absolutely exploded. Like, it was ridiculous. And like I said, like, I kind of just stayed calm and just was kind of like, yeah, that kind of makes sense, though. I mean, early access games do that all the time. It's not any surprise that they're going to do it in Trove. Now, who knows what that means for the future of Trove? And yeah, considering this game was very free to play and stuff like that when I first started, sure, it's kind of weird, but at the same time, that's just natural progression. That's just how it goes, whatever. And the whole point that I enjoy about this is, like I said, you can still do it all for free. It's not like the classes where it forces you to pay. So thanks for watching, everybody. I very much appreciate it. Do not forget to Hadouken the like button. It very much helps me out. Share, favorite, and subscribe to Join Team Pixel. Sign on. Stay epic, everybody.
Believe in yourself.